What if manifestation was so easy and so simple that you didn't even need to try to manifest anymore? This is not even about law of attraction or law of assumption. It is about the true process of creation. We are moving into a new time, a whole new time. And our earth is going to be different than ever before. And that goes for manifestation as well. The creation process is going to be so much easier, more natural, more flowy, more effortless than ever before. And this is how you can start doing it now. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet. I'm a manifestation coach. And if you resonate with this message, make sure to give this video a thumbs up for me. Subscribe and tap the bell icon. If you would like to work together, that information's in the description box below for you, as well as the link to my meditation channel, so make sure to subscribe there as well. So I had heard that 2023 was going to be a big year, the beginning of some incredible shifts and changes, and I heard it from a multitude of different people who channel. I heard it from Bashar, I heard it from all different people, but I still was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But then April came around and I had a massive awakening. I thought I was already awake, but I raised my level of consciousness. I raised my frequency higher than it's ever been before, more consistently. And this just started to open up a whole new world. And then I started to realize, because I was going through my own shifts, but I could also see the collective and other people going through their own shifts. And then the Schumann's resonance, the Earth's magnetic frequency jumped in June. I think initially it was like 7 hertz and it jumped to 190 hertz. And there's been spikes ever since then. And I mean, I know a lot of us have been feeling that and going through releasing stuff, releasing the old, a lot of stuff coming up to the surface and physical symptoms because our DNA is being upgraded. I started having all these intense visions, experiences, downloads, which are happening to me almost every single night now. And I was told that things were going to be different than they've ever been before on this planet. The world's going to be different. Receiving all these visions about light and dark, maybe new earth, old in the new, just splitting away from each other. I've had multiple visions like that. Last night I had one where I was kind of just pulled rapidly into a portal into the positive side of things, the light, something really, really good, a really, really good portal. That's what happened to me last night. And then all these thoughts of big shifts and big changes and big timeline jumps. What's really happening right now still is, and we're going to be going through this, I think, for quite a few years. I'm not actually sure. I'm not clear exactly on the timeline of how long we're going to be upgrading, or I'm not sure. All I know is that massive changes are coming. I've had so many visions of this. So I know that massive shifts and changes are coming. And that there is going to be a splitting off, a splitting of the prism, as Bashar calls it, of new earth, old earth kind of thing, the new ways and the old ways, the fear and then, the love. And you can choose to be in whatever reality you want to be in. And eventually there's going to be a splitting off. And, you won't have any, won't be able to interact with the ones who have gone in a completely different direction. But there is a massive awakening. And I have heard from a few different people and people who channel that many more people will start awakening that you would never expect to awaken. That being said, we are releasing the old. So what this means is that we're also releasing the old ways of manifesting or of just living life. We're getting to a place now where the way we have been doing things is just, it's not resonating with who we actually really are. There is no longer a need to fix, to try and change, to try and transform and fix myself and keep working on myself. I'm not saying not to make better choices and things like that. What I mean is that we can get stuck in manifestation as still fixing, still trying to change, still trying to manifest, efforting, trying, struggling, suffering. That is the old way. It's not about that anymore. And I know that you will resonate with this if you can feel it within you, like, yes, I have felt like this has been way too hard. Even knowing about law of attraction or law of assumption or whatever manifesting techniques, and it still kind of feels like, this feels like trying, this feels like efforting, this feels a little off, because we're now moving into a time of dropping the effort, dropping the struggle, dropping the suffering. And it's a choice. It's a choice. It's coming to the realization that all along this was a choice that I could make. Not invalidating any choices you have made or the struggles and things and the contrast that you have gone through, because it was something you intended to go through. In order to be a master of creation and a master teacher to others, you must go through challenges and contrast in order to grow, in order to teach and to relate to others. And it all benefits you. So nothing has gone wrong, but it's now moving into a time where we don't need to do that anymore. We don't need things to be that way anymore. And that's showing up in all different areas. Everything in our world is coming to the surface. We're turning on the light in every single room, and we're seeing everything, all the good and all the bad, so that nothing's gone wrong when we're seeing the bad. It's just so that we can choose. What do I want to buy into? What do I want to assume about my reality? What version of Earth do I want to be on? I'm going to buy into that. I'm going to lean in that direction. I no longer need to suffer. I no longer need to do this the hard way. I've done it the hard way, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the fixing. I'm done with, I need to still work on all these things within myself. It's this never-ending cycle of like, okay, I did a manifesting technique and I got this amount of money, but then now what? Like, I want to manifest this and I want to manifest that, and it's just taking so much effort and so much time, and as opposed to coming into the state of awareness and the state of being, of knowing who you are and knowing that you have it all, knowing that you are consciousness and the one consciousness, source energy, God, the I am, remembering who you are. And then as a natural consequence of you raising your consciousness and raising your frequency, you remember who you are. And as a natural consequence of that, you just start to get manifestations, because you remember, oh, I don't need to try hard at this. I don't need to effort. I don't even need to sit here and try and figure this out, right? Or I don't need to fix. What is there to fix? You never fix anything anyway. You never fix a problem. You always shift to a parallel reality where the solution exists, or where the problem never did. And you start to see the changes to match that frequency. I don't need to struggle. I know who I am. I remember that I am. I am all that is. What I say goes. It's only me in my room. Like, it's only me here. I have so much power. I remember my power. I remember who I am. And so I'm free. I don't have to do it in the way I thought I had to do it. There's nothing for me to fix. You'll start to drop things like unwanted conditions or disease or situations will start to fall away, because you recognize your worth. You know you deserve what you want. You know that you're powerful. So, and you recognize you no longer need to choose suffering. It's the big thing, and I talk about this in my program Metamorphosis, is that you are choosing it all. And when we choose to fix and figure out and try and effort, we're choosing that. And I am inviting you in this video to begin to choose for this to be easy. To choose, and it sounds so simple, and that is the reality, the version of Earth we're moving into. It's gonna be simple. If you want it the hard way, you can choose the hard way. But it is truly your choice to let this be easy now. It is your choice in the moment to suffer or not. To struggle or try to fix something It is your choice simply to be who you are and be in your core energy of the I am. That core energy, you come back home, and what happens? When you're home and in your power, manifestations just come in. You don't even have to try. You don't even have to lift a finger unless you're inspired to lift that finger and it feels so good to you to do so. It's moving from I want to manifest this amount of money, for example, or I am becoming the person who has this amount of money, to I am it. I have it. I choose it. I choose ease. I choose to let go of the fight. The beliefs and habits that you've been holding on to that don't serve you, but you're still choosing them. Sometimes it's just like, it feels so scary to let go of those, because then who would you be? It feels scary to even let go of trying to fix and trying to figure it out and trying to effort and try, because you feel like that's the way that I get things, but it's not. And that felt normal and that felt comfortable. That's what we normally do. As you start to lean into remembering who you are and your power and your worth, you can feel a little bit more safe in letting go of that old way, knowing that you're so backed by this entire universe and you're the I am. So what's going to happen when you drop the struggle, the suffering? Because you're choosing that. Even if that sounds hard to hear, you're choosing. If you're struggling and suffering, you're choosing it. If you're still holding on to beliefs and habits that you know are there and they don't serve you, you're choosing it. And you can just as easily and simply choose something else. Choose something that benefits you. Choose to let it go. You can in any moment. Choose to let it go. That is your choice. That is your power. That's how powerful you are. And that's how fast things can change for you and be easier for you. And what actually happens when you start to let go of the struggle and the trying is that you recognize, oh, I'm guided. Oh, I'm moving with the flow. Like this wind is pushing me. Like this river is pushing me along to everything that I want. I don't even have to try. But you realize that the only reason it was so difficult is because you were going against who you actually are. You were denying who you actually are. And the time for that is passing. It's not even really about manifestation anymore. It's just about reclaiming your true nature of who you actually are. It's raising your level of consciousness, right? Your frequency, raising your frequency. So it expands your consciousness and it also expands your level of awareness. And you can now elevate. You're elevating above the struggle, the suffering, the trauma, the fear, the beliefs. You elevate above it. You're in a different state of being now. You've come into your natural self, your core energy, the I am. And you realize, I don't even have to do any manifesting processes. I still can, right? I can still use them because all processes, no processes or actions give you anything. Your 3D reality doesn't give you anything. It's a projection. But we use processes as tools, or as Bashar calls them, permission slips, of just ways to allow in what we want in this physical reality experience. But it's realizing that no matter what process you use or don't use, or what action you take or don't take, that behind it, you're the power, you're doing it. And then it's, again, realizing that you don't actually have to do any processes, because you remember who you are. You've raised your level of consciousness now, your frequency, and things just start to happen. Things just start to manifest because you're matching your core energy, the energy of your higher self. You realize that you can do any process and have it work. You realize you can make any assumption and that's what is true. Any definition about your life or your circumstances, and that's what's true. You understand you don't actually have to worry about anything. You don't actually have to fix anything or figure it out. You can allow it to flow through you. You can allow your higher self, your higher mind to guide you and be receptive to that now, because you're matching their energy. And so that's what we're moving into now. We're letting go of the yearning, the struggle, the trying, the process of manifesting, where we're constantly trying to manifest, trying to figure it out, trying to transform? What more do I need to fix? What more do I need to be? Like, what's still not right with me? Let's fix, let's work on this. As opposed to knowing your power, knowing you are the I am, and that's all you need. You can have it be hard or you can have it be easy, but it's understanding that that is simply your choice. And even anything that you feel is limiting you or blocking you, like you hit a wall, that wall isn't actually real. You created it. Understand that whatever wall or barrier or limitation you feel it is, you can drop it at any time that you choose. Anytime, any moment, you decide you're ready for this to be easy. You're ready to let yourself be happy, to be in alignment, to be in your true power. Whenever you feel you are ready and worthy of that, you'll choose. You'll choose to let go of beliefs. You'll choose to let go of old habits or old situations. You'll choose to be more of you. You'll choose to be happy. You'll choose to allow in manifestations that wall that you've created, that barrier, that block is transparent. It's see-through, that you can simply walk through it. It's not the block or the limitation that you actually thought it was. The only thing that really limits you, in a sense, is your beliefs. And if you're raising your consciousness and your frequency, those beliefs will naturally come to the surface for you to see what you're still assuming to be true, what you're still buying into, for you to just neutrally decide, do I want to buy into this anymore? Is this still true for me? Is this serving me? Okay, maybe not. What do I now choose? What's now true for me? When people say, I don't know how to let go of this, I don't know how to be in that state of being, if you can hear this, it's everything. You do know. So anytime you say that, just quietly, like, observe yourself, lovingly, compassionately, neutrally observe yourself in that thought of who's saying that thought. It's not you. It's not who you really are, because you can. You can always choose to let something go. And like I said, you will when you feel you're ready to. But understand that no matter what, it's not that you did all this inner work and you got to this point where now you were ready to let go of something. Now it was time. You had to go through all this stuff to let go of something. But really that you believed you had to. You could drop it at any time. If there's something that's been bothering you, something you want to let go of, you got to understand that at any time that you decide to, you can let it go. And that it's unfolding right now. That you've shifted instantaneously. It's an instantaneous change. So whenever you're like, I don't know how to let go, or I don't know how to be happy, or how to raise my frequency, it's as simple as you just decide. You decide what's true for you. You decide what you now choose for yourself. You decide what you will do now. And that's what it is. You decide when you're ready to do something. It doesn't mean that you had to wait or you had to go through certain things. Maybe you believed you did, and that's still perfectly fine. It has served you. But it's understanding that you don't need to go through anything. You don't need to do anything extra. You don't even need to do manifesting processes, in a sense. You just need to decide, assume, choose. You just need to let go. You just need to drop the things that are not you. Drop the old way. Decide that that's not for you. Truly decide. Truly choose that for yourself. And choose for things to now be easy, to elevate above all of it. But you must, it can't just be something that you're like, yeah, okay. I'm choosing. Raise your level of consciousness. Raise your frequency. This is what I teach in my program, Metamorphosis. Raise that level of consciousness so that you understand and know more clearly who you are, and this all becomes very easy and simple. And that doesn't mean that there still isn't challenges or contrast, but you no longer see it as a negative thing. You see it as an opportunity for me to impress upon this who I am, what reality I choose, what state of being I am choosing for myself right now. Who am I? You don't see things as negative as you did before. You see things as just more neutral choices of what I do prefer and what I don't prefer. I'm going to choose what I do prefer. So this 5D manifestation is effortless. And this is what I've started to lean into in the past couple of months, and have faster manifestations and things just flowing even when I have not been trying, including abundance just flowing when I'm trying the least. Trying is not who you really are, and that's a part of the old way, that's a part of the old system, the old ways of, and even just fixing and having manifestation to be this long process, and you've got to do all these different things and tick off all these things. It's like, no, do whatever processes work for you. You're the actual process. You're the reality. You're the power. You're the source. So you flow your power through the processes and actions. So you just choose whatever you want to choose, and you decide it works for you. You choose whatever feels good to you, whatever resonates to you, whatever's fun for you, whatever's calling to you. Otherwise, you just simply know who you are and allow things to flow to you, and they do. You don't have to suffer, and you don't have to try. Not buying into doubt, not buying into the beliefs about yourself that don't serve you and that are not true. And just recognizing your power in that you can choose to buy into something or not. And whether you choose to buy into it or not is whether it's actually true for you or not. And I'm not saying that, manifestation teachers are saying you should try or struggle or whatever, but there is this kind of cycle that we get caught in of transformation, of constantly needing to change myself as opposed to being it, living it, deciding, choosing, assuming, knowing who you are, raising your frequency super high, your level of consciousness, your level of awareness, so that you are it. You're no longer trying. And in general, throughout your life, no longer feeling like you need to struggle or suffer, and that's part of the old way, and that gets to be released now. Understanding who I am, understanding that it's done, understanding there's not more that I have to continue to try and be and do. Set yourself free. Let yourself see who you really are and how life can really be for you. And that's the kind of earth that we're moving into. And all the limitations that you thought were in your way, you just put there. You created them, and you can let them go anytime you choose to. Knowing that there's nothing that I have to do. It's more just me being me. And realizing who I am. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, or you want to know more, you have questions about it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share this video. If you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you. Have an amazing day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.